Christie Aphrodite of SoulJourneysRadio.com, and surprise, sorry, not naked this time. It's time to get back to work here. But that was a lovely distraction from what I had been doing, and I want to thank you all again for your responses on the World Naked Day videos. But I wanted to talk about how I got started in essential oils and maybe give you some books and such that have helped me, since I get asked all the time, you know, Christy, how did you get started? And Christy, how, what books should I read? What should I get? So anyways, rather than answering everyone individually, it's easier to just make a video and tell it once. So here we go. Now, as far as me getting started in essential oils, initially I had no idea about the medicinal benefits of oils. I was simply just doing searches to find and listening to radio shows and things about, I had moved to the Ozarks, and it's really hot and sticky, and oh my gosh, so many bugs, like worse than Texas and Florida and Michigan and stuff. And maybe it's being on the hot steamy lakes, but whatever. Anyway, so I didn't want to get bit anymore. I was tired of it, and of course I wanted to find a natural solution for my doggy, fleas and ticks and chiggers and all of those things. So that was kind of like my first step into essential oils. Now, this should be said, first of all, I'm not a doctor. I'm not, any type of professional. I do technically have a piece of paper, a PhD in metaphysics, which, doesn't, nothing in the medical field. I was always interested in healing and the medical field. In fact, I might have talked about this before in a previous video. I wanted to be a doctor when I was a young girl. Of course, I was always sick. So, I read all the AMA encyclopedias and all of this fun stuff. And of course, they don't really talk about solutions, and specifically natural solutions. And as a nutrition major, kind of embarrassing, to look back and know that, wow, nutrition heals. And so essential oils to me was kind of a way to pamper myself while healing. And so it started with the dogs and the bugs, and then I found out they were beneficial for the garden, and then they just smelled good, so I wanted to start making oils for my face and move away from skincare stuff. Sprays around the house, then for cleaning, and then for actual medical conditions. So some of the things that I have used essential oils for successfully, 100%, would be, it's kind of funny how it worked, because I've had lots of surgeries and things, broken tendons, all of these things, but I never, had broken bones. And shortly after this happened, well, what happens? I break my nose twice. Yeah, really. And I broke my foot, 2 bones in my foot. My daughter got burned really bad. She got poison ivy. Things like that. So I don't know, it kind of seems like the universe sent these issues to me so that I could actually put these things into practice. So, when my children got burned or poison ivy, I didn't have to run to the doctor or run to the drugstore and buy drugs. We had all the solutions we needed available there. So getting back to some of the conditions that I've treated, 2 broken nose, 2 broken bones in my foot, gaping gashes and wounds, like literally. I've posted these pictures on Facebook, so if we're not friends on Facebook and you want to see these photos, just go to facebook.com/Christie Aphrodite, or Aphrodite, or yeah, however you say it, Christie Aphrodite, or you can find me by going to SoulJourneysRadio.com and then click on Facebook. And then you can see all the pictures, the before and after. But I literally almost cut this finger off. And today, you can't even tell, well, this is so blurry. Anyways, you can't even tell that it happened. Yet, all my other scars that I've had fixed professionally in the past, well, those scars are still there. So anyways, I started seeing these things and finding out that they work. Oh yeah, the deodorant thing, that was funny. I think I talked about how that happened in another video. I had made a bug repellent and I forgot to put it on, of course, come inside, and then I had a tick in my armpit. And so I pulled it out, and then I put, just a dab of my bug healing oil there, which I call Hiker's Peak. And anyways, the next day, and look, we're in Ozarks, okay? It is hot, and you have to take a shower or you stink. Air conditioning didn't work that well where I lived. So anyways, I woke up the next morning, and I just noticed that I didn't stink right here. So I'm like, hey kids, do I stink? No, Mom, that smells good. Well, what about this one? P-U. So I'm like, oh my God, it works for deodorant too. So then springs came along, and then other gashes, like deep gashes and wounds that would normally necessitate stitches. Then I had the opportunity to work with people with diabetes, with MS, with pancreatic cancer, and other types of cancer. Just trying to think of some of the big ones here. Heart issues, stomach issues, respiratory issues, and gangrene, which of course is one of the big ones. In fact, it was my very first video on this channel, and you can see all the photos for that as well. But literally, gangrene. This dude was going to have both of his legs chopped off by the loving VA. And anyways, that doesn't need to happen. And let's see, herpes, yeast infection, what else have I used these for? I don't know, but it's been like hundreds of people that I've been able to help throughout the years, so it's hard to remember it all. But those are some of the things, at least, that I have used essential oils for. In fact, I have not been to a doctor at all. Don't intend on it. Oh, back pain. That's another one. Muscle issues. In fact, when I go out here in Branson, everybody knows I've got my big bag inside of my purse, pretty much ready to, help, treat, or comfort anyone that I come in contact with, whatever issues they have, including aphrodisiacs, depression, and alcoholism. Those are other things that I've been able to use these for successfully. And so, okay. How I got started. Stop the rambling, Christie. All right, so how I got started. I got started buying these two books. The first one, Essential Aromatherapy, A Pocket Guide to Essential Oils and Aromatherapy by Susan Werwood and Valerie Ann Werwood. And I really like this book because, well, first of all, it's small, pocket size. I mean, it's, about 8 inches, so not necessarily pocket size, but purse size. It's obviously, you can tell I've used it, got lots of tabs in it, and use it quite a bit. And this book really, the reason I like it, it just packs so much information in this little bit. Different ideas, how to use them. It doesn't really go into blends, but all of the basics about the synergy, all the different properties they have, the different of course, a little bit of history, not a whole lot. It's a small book, but enough to get you updated. And then individual profiles of, individual profiles of all of the oils, different charts that, how to use it for like a sitz bath or, for your room and, different things like that. So I really, 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 really love this book. And, I picked out 10 of my favorite or most used to share with you today. So you choose what works for you. But my best advice, I like all of them. Don't ask me which one is my favorite. They're all great and they all teach different things. Some of it overlaps a little bit, but I just love the variety because, you might read one book and think you know everything, and then you read another book, even by the same author, and it's like, wow, that's excellent. So anyways, Essential Aromatherapy by Susan and Valerie Ann Werwood is kind of like my little mini Bible, so to speak, just because it's easy easy access. It's small, so you can take it with you anywhere. And this is just a wealth of information. The second book I bought is called Aromatherapy, Scent and Psyche. And this is by Peter and Katie Damian. And I really like this book because, I mean, it does talk about some of the individual profiles. It talks about the chemistry. It talks about a lot of the studies that have been done in mainstream environments, corporate environments and such. And it's focused on, your psychological and physical well-being. So it does a really good introduction, the chemistry, the profiles and such. So this was the second book I got. Okay, I have 8 more, so I'll just kind of go through them quickly, or as quickly as I can, for being a babbler. Okay, The Art of Aromatherapy, and this is by Robert Tisserand. I think this is kind of an old book, actually. I love to get used books from thrift stores, especially out of town, because, you just come up with these rare gems and treasures. So usually, whatever city I'm in, I like to go check out their, whatever thrift store and see what they have, or even libraries. They usually have like a basement or a back section that they sell all the old books nobody's checked out. But this one was actually written in copyright 1977. The Art of Aromatherapy, the healing and beautifying properties of the essential oils of flowers and herbs. Robert Tisserand, he's been around a long time, so I'm sure you've heard of him. Now, this book it talks about like the complementary relationships of yin and yang. It has the therapeutic properties. It talks about essential oils from ancient times and the different cultures and how they used them, the different odors. It goes through the body and mind, and it also talks about reflexology, different points on your feet and such that are attached to other parts of your body. And, the cool thing about essential oils, you put something outside your skin, and see, because they're transdermal, so they're able to penetrate every layer of skin, and they're so all-encompassing, and the molecule's so small, you can put the oil, here, and you're literally going to taste it in your mouth. Same thing, you can put it on your feet or anywhere else in your body, and, you might not be able to taste it as much as you would if it's on your face or neck or throat or something, but you'll definitely feel the significance of it. So this goes over different baths and, things that you can do, the basic principles, of course. So this is another wonderful book. I love this book. This is also by Werwood, Valerie Ann Werwood, The Complete Book of Essential Oils and Aromatherapy. And this one's very unique in that she gives out over 600 natural, non-toxic, fragrant recipes, for health, beauty, and a safe home environment. And obviously, I like how she does it because she does the different issues and all the different oils that will work for that. She also gives you her suggestions, her recommendations on like your basic travel kit. What do you do if you're going to another country and have to sleep in hotels with bed bugs, or travel sickness and things like that. So yeah, I found this, also for your pets and such, your garden. I've really found this to be just a wonderful resource. The Complete Book of Essential Oils and Aromatherapy. Okay, now this one, pretty big book. I love this book too. And this is not all about essential oils. Of course, essential oils are in here, but all different types of herbs and things that you can do on your own. Okay, everything from, he lists, I think, his top 30 essential herbs. Of course, this is his opinion. So, as always, do with it what feels right to you. And that's why I like all the different choices, and of course getting more, you just experiment what works for you. I mean, multiple different oils might have the same properties, but if you're completely repelled by, rosemary, there's other options, so don't worry. Now, he'll teach you how to do macerations, what is it? Tinctures, what is it? Infusions, what is it? Concoctions, what is it? All different types of extraction, the types of equipment you'll need. I mean, even suppositories. He very, very thorough. So this is an excellent book. Goes through all the different methods of preparation, properties, etc. Not just oils, but it's good for anyone who loves herbs and want to learn more about it. And of course, making their own medicine at home. I found this very useful. I also like this book, and again, this is not just about essential oils. It brings in, a lot of different herbs, and I love that it has color pictures, which are very good because, in a lot of books, the photos of the weeds or herbs or whatever you're trying to identify are either in black and white or they're kind of blurry, so you can't really positively identify it like this book has helped me to do. So this is called The New Age Herbalist, How to Use Herbs for Healing, Nutrition, Body Care, and Relaxation, with a complete illustrated glossary of herbs and a guide to herb cultivation. So if you're looking to get started or something in herbs in general, can't leave that out. Consultant editor Richard Mabey with Michael McIntyre, Pamela Michael, Gail Duff, and John Stevens. So yeah, if you're looking to get started and don't really know, do I want to work with herbs? Do I want to work with incense? Do I want to work with oils? Do I want to, just garden? Do I want to identify weeds or just know more about the culinary herbs that you're already putting into your food? This is an awesome book. Again, The New Age Herbalist. Let me move these over here because I'm running out of space. Other books that I've really loved. These two come from the same author. I just love this guy, Scott Cunningham. He's written like almost 40 different books, and he did this in a very, very short life. He died in his 30s. I don't remember exactly. But foreword by Robert Tisserand again. Scott Cunningham is the name, and I love all of his books, by the way. I love them so much because he makes it easy for everyone to understand. I love to read books where you have to grab a dictionary to understand what they're saying. However, when you're trying to learn something, I like the fact that his books relate to everyone. In fact, my children were reading them at 8 years old. So you can learn quite a bit. And he's done tons of books, The Magical Household, Divination for Beginners. I've got a bunch of them in there, but these two are regarding essential oils specifically. So Magical Aromatherapy, and he'll give you different recipes, different essential oil profiles, and he talks about it from a different standpoint, the magical standpoint. So some of the changes that you can expect to receive. So this is Magical Aromatherapy, forward by Robert Tisserand and Scott Cunningham. He is a gem. The other book on aromatherapy I heard that includes aromatherapy by Scott Cunningham is The Complete Book of Incense, Oils, and Brews. So I love this because if you want to make your own incense, he'll teach you how to here. He also puts in different recipes for essential oils, like you want to take a money bath, or you want a Hecate oil, or a protection bath. Also different tinctures you can make, guardian tincture, love tincture, sacred tincture, third eye tincture, a little bit of information of the individual properties of the oils themselves, but probably as far as learning the properties go, these other books, and especially the two that I'm going to bring up here in a minute, will definitely explain more of that. But there's Incense, Oils, and Brews by Scott Cunningham. And these last two books, The Practice of Aromatherapy, a classic compendium of plant medicines and their healing properties by Dr. Jean Valnet, who is dead, by the way, edited by Robert Tisserand. There's that name again, Mr. Essential Oil icon. Now, Dr. Jean Valnet, of course, he was around, he was born in the 20s, and I think he left us maybe like 95-ish or something. And he was really well known for his work of, he was a medical doctor, so his work of bridging the two sciences together, the old medicine and the new medicine, and successfully treated patients, you know, in the military and such with essential oils. And so he does a great extensive job of going through the different properties of each individual oil. Of course, you'll get to learn a little bit about the history and the multitude of uses and why. Of course, some of the studies and, you know, of course, some of his work, which is really inspiring. So that, once again, The Practice of Aromatherapy. I guess you could put Dr. Jean Valnet, edited by Robert Tisserand to find that one. Whoops, there we go. Can you see it? The light. There we go. All right. And then the last book I pulled out for this is actually my newest, and I got it on Amazon. It was probably under $1. I loved used books, and, you know, if I had enough money to pay full price for all these books I have, you know, I would, but I don't. So I like used books. And and I appreciate people who sell their books at a good price for people like me. But this is called an A to Z Aromatherapy. And this is by Patricia Davis. It has over 400 entries covering oils, methods, safety factors, and sources. And I'm really loving this book. I got it a few weeks ago. And I love how they do it because literally the entire book is anything you can think of in alphabetical order. So it's not like just the oils in alphabetical order, then just the properties in alphabetical order, then just the uses in alphabetical order in different sections. It's all one section, literally. This is A, and this is Z. So anything you can think of, to vetiver and urinary tract infection, to eugenol, or carbolic acid, or oregano, or, you know, I'll just open a page here. Abscesses, boils, baldness. Look, baldness is here, basal is there. Here we go. Bronchitis, breathing in general, fatigue, feet, hysteria, milk, mimosa, mental fatigue, peppermint. So I love that it makes it really easy to find anything you're looking for without having to look for the other sections. And I love how she has done this. She brings in a little bit of history of each of these things, and she doesn't really say, well, this is the only way to do things. She gives you lots of options. So once again, an A to Z, Aromatherapy, an A to Z is the name, and this is by Patricia Davis, and wonderful book, once again, Amazon. But anyway, so those are like 10 of the books that I've used, but always, you know, just because you read a book and it teaches you something, it doesn't mean that that's all there is, and it doesn't really mean that it's all 100% true either. So I like to get multiple books on each subject, whatever it is I'm interested in, including things that I know I vehemently disagree with right off the bat, just because it's good to compare and kind of reinforce what you think you know and to learn the other sides of the issue. There's always more than, you know, one other side, but yeah, so these are the top 10 books that I use for aromatherapy, my little guidebooks, and go to sleep with them and travel with them, have them in my car. You know, they're always here, so I always try to read a little bit a day and then put it into practice. And honestly, that's how you're going to learn, is by putting it into practice. And, you know, maybe some people are better what do they call it? They have the different types of learning methods, auditory, doing and reading. I personally don't absorb as much as I would like to just by reading. I need to actually do it. So, I mean, even one of these books, or especially all of them, any of them will give you the confidence you need to, give you a starting point of what to do and where to go and all of the different things that one little teeny tiny oil like lavender or peppermint, all the different properties that they're good for. And some of them make suggestions. I've talked about it on shows too. If you're only going to have 3 oils, what should they be? Or if you can have 10 oils, what should they be? And of course, the reason I choose the ones I do is because I find them to be versatile in healing, emotional issues, as well as, cleaning, house cleaning. I like things to smell good and, take baths and stuff like that. So, the most important advice I can give you for all of those who ask is to just do it. And, you might find that you have some hidden talent in there, maybe stored away from past lives or whatever, and it might just take that one little bottle to remind you of it. And then you go from there. And trust yourself, though. I mean, even if a book says, oh, don't mix vetiver and lemon. I haven't read a book that says that, but I have read books that say don't blend these. If you feel it's going to work for you, then do it. Don't let any of these books hold you back, or any other book, or any, doctor, anyone. Do what works for you. And just remember, more is not better. Essential oils are very, very, very powerful. As I discussed in a previous video, one drop, one little drop. I'll show you what one drop looks like. Boom. Oh, that was 3. See how quick that is? Here, I'll put it here. Kind of give me a quick little lift and clean out my sinuses. And there we go. That's what I do when I'm driving anyways, especially late at night and I want to stay up. This is peppermint oil, by the way. But one of those drops is equivalent to 30 cups of peppermint tea. Ooh, wow. And now I just poured 90 cups. Woo! On my face. But you need a quick wake up? There you go. You got headaches? There you go. You got sinuses? There you go. We've discussed these in other videos, so I don't want to waste any more time. I just wanted to give this information for people who keep asking me what books they should get. And again, I'm not saying you should get these or you have to get these. I'm just sharing with you what's worked for me. So thank you for tuning in. I'm sure it's not as exciting as the naked videos, but maybe it'll teach you more. Maybe not, but I just want to give ideas and, let you know that you have the power, whatever you want to do. And, of course, you can use my videos or many other, there's so many good sources of information out there. Oh, this is what I wanted to share. How could I forget? I left the website open too. Now, regarding essential oils and medical issues, I frequently go to PubMed.gov, which is the U.S. National Library of Medicine, the National Institute of Health, which is basically the end-all, be-all for, anything medical and scientific, they say. You've probably heard me talk about it before in regards to Modifiland, which I believe saved my life. They have over 1,000 published reports of its effectiveness here. But check this out. Once again, go to PubMed.gov. In the search bar up at the top, just type in essential oils. As of today, whatever today is, December, 3rd or what is today? Anyways, the beginning of December, there are 11,269 published reports on mainstream of their effectiveness. So once again, even they know it works. Of course, they're not going to tell you that when you go to a doctor. I remember last time I saw a doctor when I was healing from my wheelchair, of course I wasn't supposed to walk again. And I showed him, look, I'm walking, I'm going to gain it back. And he's like, wow, how are you doing this? And I told him I was taking some herbs, changing my nutritional, my eating habits, and using essential oils. And of course, all he had to say was, oh, you better be careful. We don't know if those are safe or effective. And, well, dude, obviously I'm walking. So, the proof is in the pudding. But yeah, let's see. 11,269 published reports on essential oils. Now, you can also type in essential oils and whatever issue you want to look into, let's say cancer. I just type that in. There are 483 published reports of the effectiveness of essential oils in healing cancer. Okay, just to kind of, I guess, give you the first report here talks about blood pressure. Next one is inflammation, kidney loss. Let's see. There's, oh gosh, it'd be hard to, read all of these, plus the video is getting kind of long, but I want you to go look at it yourself. Don't believe me. Always research, and there you go. I mean, the first report, if you type in essential oils and cancer, talks about lung cancer. They bring up eucalyptus. I've seen them bring up some of the flowers, which are my favorite, oregano, peppermint, lavender. So yeah, check it out. You'll really be amazed. And next time, some doctor or somebody in mainstream tells you they're not effective, tell them they need to do their homework, because why would our own government, why would it be there in the National Institute Library of Medicine, pubmed.gov, end all be all for the medical establishment if they were not effective? So, yay! I thank them for putting the information out there. Nobody can deny it, scientifically or medically anyways, but thank you for watching the video. And yeah, just happy healing. Have fun with it. I do make essential oil blends, sprays, healing oils, etc. Like I mentioned Ricky and the gangrene thing. You can hear him talk about it and see all of the progress. I treated him 8 times, and both of his legs completely healed. You can see in his own words my very first video here, so you'll just have to scroll back on the uploads to see that with your own eyes as well. It was kind of a, I don't know, I don't really believe in miracles because everything is a miracle. The fact that we're breathing without thinking about it or blinking our eyes is a miracle. But, what the heck, it's a miracle. His legs are saved and mainstream science doesn't know why. Right. Anyways, have fun with it. If you do have any questions, feel free and let me know, and I'll give you my answer to the best of my ability. Once again, I am not in healthcare legally. I mean, I am a holistic health coach, and I can help you with recommendations and coaching, but I definitely can't write prescriptions. I'm definitely not a doctor or someone able to legally work in a medical establishment, so I'll just tell you what I learned, and hey, we can all work together. But enjoy and have a wonderful evening, and we will see you later. Good night.